Nobody expected Miles Russell to break his silence like this. After Charlie Woods pulled off the most controversial victory in junior golf history, the world's #1 player disappeared from social media for 72 hours. What he said when he finally resurfaced has sent shockwaves through the entire golfing community. This wasn't just another tournament loss. This was the 2026 AJGA Polo Championship, the event that would determine who gets the coveted #1 junior ranking heading into the U.S. Junior Amateur. Miles Russell had held that spot for 427 consecutive days, the longest streak in modern junior golf history. He wasn't just defending a title. He was defending his legacy as the youngest player to ever make a cut on the Korn Ferry Tour. Charlie Woods, meanwhile, was fighting for respect. Despite his father's 15 major championships, critics still whispered that Charlie was riding on Tiger's coattails. A win here wouldn't just move him up the rankings. It would silence every doubter who claimed the Woods name was doing the heavy lifting. The stakes were astronomical. 2 generational talents, 1 trophy, and a rivalry that had consumed the sport. The drama started before the final round even began. Miles Russell arrived at the course as the defending champion with a 2-stroke lead. His confidence was bulletproof. In the pre-round interview, he made a statement that would haunt him for weeks. "I respect Charlie, but Tiger's son or not, this tournament is already decided. I've been in this position 14 times this season, and I've won 13 of them." The comment wasn't meant as disrespect. It was simply math. Miles had the best closing record in junior golf. Period. What Miles didn't know was that Charlie had spent the previous night working on something dangerous. His swing coach later revealed that Charlie had completely retooled his driver setup, adding 2 degrees of loft and switching to a heavier shaft. It was a massive gamble 12 hours before the biggest round of his young career. The adjustment could either unlock 15 extra yards of distance or send his ball flight into chaos. Tiger himself had reportedly called Charlie at midnight, trying to talk him out of it. But Charlie's mind was made up. He was going all in. The opening holes were a masterclass from Miles Russell. On the first hole, a brutal 480-yard par 4, Miles striped his drive 310 yards down the center and stuck his approach to 12 feet. Charlie, testing his new driver setup, pushed his tee shot into the right rough. Miles made birdie. Charlie scrambled for par. The lead was 3. On the second hole, things got worse. Charlie's retooled swing was showing cracks. He blocked his drive into a fairway bunker, and his approach came up short. Miles played textbook golf, 2-putting from 40 feet for another birdie. The lead ballooned to 4 strokes. The ESPN commentators were already writing the script. This might be too much for Charlie Woods to overcome. Miles Russell is playing like a seasoned professional. By the time they reached the 6th hole, Miles had stretched the lead to 5 strokes. He wasn't just winning, he was dominating. His iron play was surgical, his putting stroke was pure, and his mental game was unshakable. Charlie, on the other hand, looked rattled. His new driver was inconsistent. Some swings produced bombs, others produced slices. The gamble was backfiring. But here's what the cameras didn't catch. Between the 6th and 7th holes, Charlie pulled his caddy aside. Witnesses later described it as a 5-minute conversation that completely shifted the energy. Charlie wasn't panicking. He was calculating. He told his caddy, "The driver's fine. I just need to trust it. We're not playing for second place. We're going hunting." That single conversation changed everything. The switch had flipped. Charlie Woods was done defending. It was time to attack. Hole 7 changed the entire narrative. It's a 580-yard par 5 with water guarding the green. Miles played it safe with a layup, setting up a routine birdie. Charlie, however, saw an opportunity. With his new driver configuration, he launched a 320-yard bomb down the center. Then, against every conventional wisdom, he pulled a 3-wood for his second shot. His caddy protested. The wind was swirling. The margin for error was razor thin. But Charlie didn't hesitate. He ripped the 3-wood, and the ball never left the flag. It landed 8 feet from a hole. Eagle! The gallery erupted. Suddenly, the 5-stroke deficit was down to 3. More importantly, the psychological momentum had shifted. Miles Russell felt it. You could see it in his body language. His shoulders tensed. His pre-shot routine sped up just slightly. That eagle wasn't just a score change. It was a declaration of war. Hole 8, a 210-yard par 3 over water. Miles hit first, landing safely on the green 35 feet from the hole. Charlie stepped up with a 4-iron and absolutely flushed it. The ball landed pin high, 6 feet away. When Charlie drained the birdie putt and Miles two-putted, the lead was down to 2. The crowd was now fully behind Charlie. Every roar fueled his momentum. Hole 9 brought more drama. Miles, feeling the pressure for the first time all week, pulled his drive into the trees. He was forced to punch out sideways, and his third shot rolled off the back of the green. Charlie played smart, calculated golf. Fairway, green, 2 putts. Miles made bogey. Charlie made par. The lead was 1 stroke heading into the back 9. On hole 10, Miles tried to regain control. He striped a 315-yard drive and hit a beautiful approach to 10 feet. But Charlie matched him shot for shot. Both players made birdie. The lead stayed at 1, but the message was clear. Charlie wasn't going away. Hole 11 was the dagger. It's a 450-yard par 4 that bends sharply left around a massive oak tree. Most players hit 3 wood off the tee to stay safe. Miles tried to create separation, pulled driver, and pushed it into the right rough. Charlie, now fully confident in his new setup, aimed his driver directly at the oak tree and hit a sweeping draw around it. The ball ended up 40 yards past Miles, leaving Charlie just a gap wedge into the green. Miles hacked out at 30 feet. Charlie stuck his wedge to 5 feet. Miles missed his par putt. Charlie made birdie. The match was tied. You could feel the energy shift across the entire golf course. College scouts were frantically updating their notes. Social media was exploding. The impossible was happening. Charlie Woods had erased a 5-stroke deficit in just 5 holes. Holes 12 through 15 were a war of attrition. Both players traded pars, refusing to blink. Every putt mattered. Every shot carried the weight of legacy. Miles was playing solid golf, but Charlie was playing inspired golf. There's a difference. One is mechanical. The other is magical. On hole 16, a short par 4 just 340 yards. Charlie made his move. While Miles laid up with an iron, Charlie pulled driver again and launched it over the dogleg bunkers. His ball rolled onto the front edge of the green, 35 feet from the hole. Miles hit a wedge to 20 feet. Charlie lagged his eagle putt to tap in range. Miles missed his birdie. For the first time in 427 days, Miles Russell was trailing in a final round. The 18th hole is a 465-yard par 4 with water running the entire left side. Miles knew he needed a birdie to force a playoff. He played aggressive, aiming at the flag tucked dangerously close to the water. His approach shot was pure, landing 8 feet away. The gallery gasped. It was a championship-caliber shot under immense pressure. Then it was Charlie's turn. He could play safe and 2-putt for the win. But that's not the Woods way. Charlie pulled a 9-iron and took dead aim. The ball soared through the air, landed softly, and spun back to 4 feet. The crowd didn't just cheer. They roared. Miles stepped up to his 8-footer. If he missed, it was over. The putt slid just past the right edge. Charlie now had 2 putts to win. He didn't need them. He calmly rolled his 4-footer into the center of the cup. Victory. Charlie Woods had come from 5 down to win by 1 stroke. The golf world was in shock. What happened next is what makes the story truly remarkable. While Charlie celebrated with his team, Miles Russell walked directly over, extended his hand, and said something that cameras barely caught. "You earned it. That was the best golf I've ever seen." But Miles didn't stop there. 3 days later, he posted a video on social media that went viral. He broke down every shot from the back 9, analyzing Charlie's strategy with brutal honesty. He called it a masterclass in championship golf. But the most devastating line came at the end. "I didn't lose today. I just learned what the next level looks like. Charlie showed me that talent gets you in the door, but heart wins championships." Respect. That response earned Miles more fans than any victory ever could. True champions elevate each other. What do you think? Was Miles Russell's response the classiest move in junior golf? Or is this rivalry just getting started? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more epic showdowns and behind-the-scenes analysis, smash that subscribe button. We'll see you at the next tee.